Okay, now physical change completed. Now chemical change. How can we define the chemical change? Next one is the chemical change. What is the chemical change? How can we define the chemical change? Chemical change means a change. Chemical change is generally irreversible. In such a change, new substance is formed. Chemical change is a irreversible change in which new substance will be formed. In physical change, there is no new substance is formed, but in chemical change, new substance is formed. It is irreversible, but physical change is reversible. That is the difference between the physical change and the chemical change. Okay, what is the chemical change? How can we define the chemical change? Chemical change is irreversible in which chemical change is irreversible. Chemical change is irreversible in which chemical change is irreversible in which new substance will be formed. In which new substance will be formed is known as chemical change. Is known as chemical change. What is the chemical change? How can we define the chemical change? Chemical change is irreversible in which new substance will be formed is known as chemical change. Okay, by the some activities we have to understand easily about the chemical change. Okay, here we have to take the iron. A change with which you are quite familiar in is the rusting of iron. Once you have to see the rusting of iron, if you leave a piece of iron in the open for some time, if you leave the piece of iron in the open place for some time, what will happen? It acquires a film of brownish substance. It acquires a film of brownish substance. This substance is called rust. That substance is called rust. And the process is called rusting. That substance is called rust and the process is called rusting. Iron gates of parks or farmlands, iron benches kept in lawns and gardens, almost every article of iron kept in the open gets rusted. If we keep the iron articles in outside, if we kept in the open place, what will happen? It will be get the rusted. At home you must have seen shawls and spades getting rusted when exposed to the atmospheric air. Okay, now so rusting of iron, a change with the which you are quite familiar is the rusting of iron. If you leave the example rusting of iron. Example rusting of iron. If you leave a piece of iron, if you leave a piece of iron in the open for some time, in the open sometime, if you leave a piece of iron in the open sometime, it acquires a film of brownish, it acquires a film of it acquires a film of brownish substance. Film of brownish substance. Okay, once you have to see about the chemical change. Chemical change is example of rusting of iron. If you leave a piece of iron in the open sometime, it acquires a film of brownish substance. It acquires a film of brownish substance. This substance is called rust. This process is called rusting. This substance is called rust. This substance is called rust, and the process is called rusting. When the process is called rusting, iron gates of parks or farmlands are farmland or farmlands. Iron benches, if we kept in lawns and gardens, for suppose iron gates of parks or farmlands, iron benches kept in lands and gardens, almost every article of iron kept in the open, what will happen? It will be get the rusted. Any iron article, if we kept into the outside in the moisture, what will happen? Almost every article of iron, it will be get the rusted. Gardens, almost every iron article, what will happen? Kept in the open, gets rusted. Okay, at home you must have seen shawls and spades getting rusted when exposed to the atmosphere. Okay, we have to take the, for suppose in the kitchen, a wet iron pan often gets rusted if we left in that state for some time. Once you have to observe in the kitchen, a wet iron pan tawa often gets rusted if we left in that state for some time. If we kept in the kitchen, means it will be rust. Rust is not a iron. It is different from iron on which gets deposited. Okay, any iron articles, if we keep into the outside, means what will happen? After some days, after some time, it will be get the rust. Okay, for suppose if we take in the kitchen, a wet iron pan, that is a tawa. In the kitchen, a wet iron pan often gets rusted. A wet iron pan often get rusted if left in that state for some time. If left in that state for some time. if left in that state for some time. Rust is not iron. Rust is not iron. It is different from iron on which it gets deposited. It is different. It is different from iron on which it gets deposited. Okay, from these activities we have to easily understand chemical change means in which new substance will be formed. It is a irreversible change. Okay, if we take the iron articles, if we kept the any iron articles in outside means in the general life we are observing iron gates, or in the kitchen tawa, a wet iron pan also get the rusted. Iron gates also in your home, once you have to observe iron gates, if we that gates are exposed to in the moisture, what will happen after some days? It will be get the rusted. That's why we are doing the paint on the rust gates. Okay, so this is about the chemical change, and some more activities is there. Let us consider a few more changes where new substance are formed. In this chemical change, new substance is forming. Okay, we can consider the few more changes where new substance are formed. Remaining activities is there: magnesium ribbon and copper sulfate solution. These are also under the chemical change only. That is, we can discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.